Alright guys, we are back once more with Let's Play Game Maker. So, last time we left off, we were trying to decide whether we wanted to have the space at a margin of about this, try to cope with this spacing here, which is a bit off, due to collision errors. We cannot have him go through these narrow spaces as smoothly as we'd want to, or have large spaces like these with a sufficient in space of advancing the room right about this size, just about, for level 1 at least. Seems about right. But good news, I stayed up till like maybe 1 o'clock last night, and I've always seen this here. Let's go to it. I've always seen modify mask, and I've never actually wondered what it was. I've sort of seen it, you know, here and there when I was making games, and I was sort of like, could use it, but why? I was looking around, I'm like, collision checking, so basically, this is what happens. As you can see, I'm in the game. We can, before we were having problems slipping through these spaces. Well, basically what I've done is I've gave it a mask which enhances the ability for other sprites to pass through each other while still having the object collisionable. It still has the attribute of having a low tolerancy rate for the alpha blend. So basically what this means, we can do whatever we want now. Like, we can basically have these narrow paths, or if we wanted to, even have like more have even narrower paths if we really wanted to. But basically it gives it a more of an effect that he's standing in front of the block, which I kind of like. Which in any case, we might have to change the block to make it seem like we're looking at the block from an angle. If this is the case, I'm not sure if I want to do that yet or not. But I digress. Let me show you how I did this. Horizontal to the x-axis was more or less the bigger deal. Basically, I had set a manual mask for this. I'm not sure where it went, but basically you go in, let's go zoom in here. Basically you go in and you can set your own masks. This is basically where the object will count as being collisionable. So if you have this entire space here, then this is basically his hitbox. If you're playing, you know, like a regular game, this would be technically the hitbox. And it's a bit annoying when people make games and they make terrible hitboxes. Like, for instance, if you're trying to jump over an enemy of some sort, what typically ends up happening is you will touch the hitbox right around here, the edges, and end up dying. This can easily be avoided by doing this or this, which gives you the ability to actually touch the sprite and not die. But being precise, you can kind of do that. Or you can make your own manual hitbox if the automatic doesn't work for you, because sometimes the automatic doesn't exactly make the best hitboxes, which can be a bit irritating sometimes. And we're not going to save changes because I'm not sure where the manual masks went. Like, they're not turned on or anything, but yet they're working as I've set them, because I had ended the previous LP and I'm like, okay, there has to be a way to do this, and I went in and I worked on it for about a good maybe an hour or so, because again, it was a Thursday when I was doing this, and I'm like, okay, well, tomorrow's Friday, I don't really have to do much tomorrow, so I can typically stay up and do whatever I want. So I decided to work on this a little bit, see if I could fix the problem, and I have. So we can go wherever we want in this room here. Yeah, we can basically do whatever we want. So so basically, oh yeah, and I went ahead and changed. Let's see, let's go here. Went ahead and changed the change of sprite action because I just went ahead because we will be making the other instances straight from the main first in-game instance of this character. So basically we're going to have it set up as if we're playing him as if he is already indeed equipped with something. So this will make it easier later on when we do want to make a separate instance of him holding something. We will already have the commands to be able to execute these. So I think next we're going to go ahead and do health gauges. Alright, so health gauges really aren't that hard to do, so let's go ahead. And again, we could use these, but I really don't want to because you can only use two, this one and that one, and they're just terrible. You can make your own. It's very easy to do. So we'll name it HP just because we can. Value of 100. And this sets it to 100 as soon as you spawn. Is basically what it's saying. When the character is spawned in the room, basically his health will spawn with him, and it will be set instantly to 100. Just like in real life. Let me go down to draw, because we want a health gauge. It's going to draw the health gauge for us, which is awesome. We're going to go out of game and make a health gauge ourselves, and then try to execute that, which I'm not even sure how that would even work. But basically, we want coding. So let's see, where is it? Right here. Wow, fail. Okay, so draw. It should be draw underscore what, health bar? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we go here, the first X input. Basically we're going to have to go in, and I'll show you guys because I'm sure you don't want to see me just typing in coordinates, but I'm going to show you how we are going to get this. You basically go here to the grid, if you can see the grid, that is. Basically what will happen is you look at, I go around here and you'll see coordinates for each place your mouse is on the grid. As you can see, the numbers are changing based on where the mouse is. So you put your mouse around the approximate area that you want the gauge to be. So right here, so if I want the gauge to be right here, okay, mouse, let's hold still, right there, I would set the coordinates to x equals 48 and y equals 128. Basically this will set the upper left corner of the gauge, and then x2 and y2 are the bottom right corner of the gauge. So I can go over here and be like, yeah, alright. And again, we set view underscore x view and y view and whatnot to set it equal to our view. Which, actually, we're going to do that first, just because we're going to get a nice view of how close we want our character to be to the screen. So, and how much we actually want to see while we're playing. So, alright, so let's go ahead. Okay, so basically we go here, enable views. Alright, so
visible when room starts. I'm not even sure when you'd even like really utilize this. I guess that it wouldn't use the view at first, and then you would use a code, which I'm pretty sure I have in one of my documents here. But to switch the camera to something else, so you'd probably just use that code to okay, and this is exactly when we're going to have to use the code, so alright, so we're going to go ahead and do that then. Let's go ahead and pull out the code. Alright, so about this point you're going to want to go ahead and use any sort of typing application on your OS. It doesn't really matter as long as you can type words into it. And basically you can store codes in it, just go ahead, type codes that you know, and you can refer to it anytime you need to, as I'm doing now. This is the object for changing views to, we'll come back to this. We have different plans for that, because, I just realized an error that would occur from this. Alright, so, you're going to want to make sure that there is no space in any of your objects' names, simply because, I don't think the variables for that code can have spaces. I'm not quite sure. Don't call me on that, but I'm not quite sure if that's the case or not. Let's see, just test it out, because it wasn't working before, but it might now. Error. And it will try to guess. It'll try to guess what you want. And even if you choose, see, object, even if you choose that, it will still say an error. So you need to make sure that there is no space. Go back and there we go. It's glowing. It's glowing. Okay. So yeah, it's Friday. Man, it's totally kicking it back, doing some LPs, man. Pretty laid back right now. So what do you guys do on the weekends? Usually I like to take casual strolls when I can. Just so relaxing. You just, sort of just feel the breeze. Okay. And if we set our view directly to base at beginning. Okay, so we need to set the view first of all, so let's go and set the view real fast. Let's do a quick 100 by, yeah, let's do a 300 by 300. I think that's the best one so far that I've used. Okay, let's test it out. He looks kind of fat now. Yeah. Oh yeah. You also need to set, yeah, we need to set these, typically these can go up to, like, over 9,000. That will typically, make it to where your characters and... Wow, we get some lag here? I'm not sure if OpenCam is... or, I don't know why I always want to say OpenCam. Cam Studios from open source. Huh. Yeah, apparently it may be lagging because I'm using this. I'm not sure. I wouldn't let them before. It's very odd. But nevertheless, we do have it set. So for now, that's typically okay for now.